worldwide and had such great singles as Daniel and Don't Go Breaking My Heart. One-on-one with Barbara Hauer, it's Captain Fantastic, Elton John.
Lisa, Elton John first tipped his many funny hats to American audiences back in 1970, and he wowed the U.S. with his zany wardrobe and eclectic music. But in the early 80s, he toned down his style and took some personal and professional inventory. When I caught up with him on the road during his current tour of this country, I found the old flamboyant Elton had returned, wacky but wiser.
And I just want to have fun. I just want to be me again. And I haven't felt really being that outrageous in the last 4 or 5 years, but I feel like a little kid.
But the irony is that your music has never been better. You need less effects and less costumes, and yet in your mood, you're ready to put it all together again, even more than before.
Well, I think over the last 4 or 5 years particularly, I've been learning to sing. This may sound silly, but I think really in the last 3 or 4 albums, I've started to sing properly. That's a part of me that I never expected to improve, because I just never thought about technique and there is technique to everything. There's an art to everything. You can improve things. You can have the soul, but you can make it even better if you just listen to people and eat humble pie now and then.
You never take yourself seriously. You always know just when the cutoff is not to take Elton John too seriously. Yet I watch you in rehearsal. You are a very serious musician. There is nothing that misses your eye. How do you live with those two things?
I do take my music very seriously, but I don't particularly take the fame side of it very seriously, although I do enjoy it. I get saddled with it, and I think I know how to handle it. And I've been very fortunate with the people around me. I've got good people around me, when I'm being an absolute rotter, which I can be all the time sometimes. They just ignore me. They know how to deal with me.
How rotten can you get?
Oh,
you
I'm
just have
monstrous.
such a baby face. Come on.
I know. I'm a real tantrum galore. John McEnroe has nothing towards me when I have a tantrum. Everybody just runs away, and after 10 minutes I think, where are they all? They just ignore me. That's perfect way to deal with me. Oh, in this business you go crazy sometimes. And you have to have another outlet. I have a soccer club in England, which I enjoy just as much as my music. Because the people there are different people, but they have great respect for me, but they don't hold back. They're very honest people. They'll tell you when they think something's wrong with you. They'll tell you if they don't like something.
I sat on the roof and kicked out the moss with a few out the bush. Oh, they got me quite cross.
Nobody had to tell Elton John to lend his support to Britain's Prince Charles and Princess Diana's favorite charity. But John harbors no illusion that a celebrity can orchestrate world harmony.
You have to follow through things. Musicians are so naive when they think they can just write a song, Free Nelson Mandela. Great song, but come on, try and follow it through. There's more to it than just making music. Absolutely. You don't change the world as a musician. I'm a great believer that music and sport should be sacrosanct from it brings people together. It's the only two things I think that common denominator as far as entertainment. That you can kick a ball around in the field with someone you don't even know, and it doesn't matter because you're playing together. And musicians and sportsmen should not be involved with political things, I don't think, anyway.
For somebody who says they're not very political, you have been to the Soviet Union, you've been to China, you've been to Poland, you've been to Czechoslovakia.
South Africa.
All right. What happens to you when you go to those countries? Does it change your thoughts about life, politics?
I like to go and see for myself. I understand why people get upset with me for going to South Africa, but I honestly wanted to go and see for myself what was happening down there, how other people felt, and I didn't particularly like it. You chip away. You don't demand. It's like me going to Russia. The first time I went to Russia, maybe 10% of the ticket sales went on sale to the general public. If I'd have got on my high horse and said, well, I'm not coming if that's the case, then they'd have said, well, bugger off. So I did it, and next time maybe I can say, well, how about 20%? And that's what I mean about chipping away. You don't get it by being haughty and being, well, you have to give and take, and you have to realize that no matter how big a star you are, you don't really mean anything as far as it comes to politics. You have to start at the bottom.
I never know how good it feels to hold you. That keeps her on me so. I'm still standing better than I ever did. Looking like a true survivor, feeling like a little kid.
To land on your feet is not always easy in the music business. and it requires extra fancy footwork to include a personal life. But at 39, John is now married and enjoying an existence he never imagined in his wildest dreams when he was a pudgy young boy named Reginald Dwight.
Do you regret changing your name? Do you ever think, I wish I hadn't?
No. God, I love changing my name. I hated being Reginald Dwight. I loathed it. I was euphoric when I became Elton John because Reginald was the name I sort of didn't enjoy as a child. So I kind of quite like Reg is kind of sneaking back into my life a bit now.
How?
I don't know. I just feel a bit Reg-like sometimes. I don't mind the name Reg so much, but in those days it was Reginald, and it's like naming a baby Oswald or something like that. It's kind of, how can you produce a baby and go, oh, Oswald. Sorry, all you Oswalds out there, but it seems crazy you're given a name that you have to be stuck with, and if you don't like it, I really couldn't wait to change my name.
Have you adjusted to being married? Has it been an easy adjustment? Has it been like everybody else, a hard adjustment? How do you like being a married man?
There was no adjustment to make at all, really. I mean, poor wife hasn't seen much of me anyway in the last 2 years I've been on tour. No, I didn't really have to adjust at all. And you know, we had our ups, we've had our downs. Not big ones, just silly ones, like anybody has. But we're coping very well. We enjoy it more and more. It's an interesting experience for me. I enjoy it very much.
The up moments for Elton and Renata John aren't quite like everybody else's. When they get together with other young marrieds, it's sometimes Andy and Fergie, Britain's Duke and Duchess of York.
I don't sound one of their best friends or anything, but I see them from time to time, and they've been very nice to me.
At Prince Andrew and Fergie's wedding, what did you wear? Did you wear regular clothes? Or
I wore morning dress, morning suit, grey, yeah. Pink glasses, but that's about it. No, you have to on those occasions, you have to. And I wanted to, I didn't want to go in some horrible sort of sparkly outfit. No, you have to, there is a sense when protocol is nice to follow tradition and protocol.
Did you think, hey, my God, here's Elton John at the royal wedding?
Of course, yeah, you still have to pinch yourself. It's quite incredible. Yeah, it's all the time you think, my God, if I'd have taken bets on that when I was being born and being a prince's wedding. And it was just a lovely thing to be at. They're very much in love. It was a nice service. The music was wonderful.
What do you give people for a wedding present who happen to be crown royalty of Britain?
That's a secret.
Oh, come on.
Huh? No, I can't say that. There's a secret between them and I.
All right, all right. You got yourself very well together. There's nothing you regret. I mean, nothing you look back over and say, God, I wish I'd done this differently?
I've made a lot of mistakes and been a real pig to people and been horrible and had points in my life where I wasn't very happy, but no, I don't think I'd change anything because I think you can learn from those sort of things. I've been incredibly lucky to have people to help me through the bad times, and a lot of people in this business don't, i.e. Boy George, I think, is an example. When people go through those sort of things, I always judge the people around him. What are they doing? Why are they letting him be like... No one would let me get into that state. I feel sorry for that situation, and in this business, you see it all the time. There's a lot of sharks, they don't care.
What would you like for the future?
I don't really look ahead that much. I just hope that my music stays fresh, and if I can improve and keep improving. And if I ever go on the road in 10 years' time and you see me and I'm just churning out my hits for the sake of it, you just knock me over the head with a bottle of champagne or something, make sure I don't do it anymore.
Hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind that I put down in words how wonderful life is.